Hi everybody, welcome to Studio Classroom Worldwide. My name is Steve. As always, I'm so happy that you've joined us today. Let's get started. In the world of TV and movies, a breakout role or a breakthrough role is a role that significantly increases an actor's widespread success and recognition. It's a role that moves actors away from playing minor characters towards getting lead roles. A breakout role could be an actor's film debut, but more often, like with today's profile personality, veteran British actor Martin Freeman, it's not. Freeman's breakout role? Most definitely Bilbo Baggins in The Hobbit. Let's turn to page 49 and learn more.
Martin Freeman, The Hobbit's leading star. In the UK, Freeman may be best known for his role as Tim Canterbury in BBC's TV comedy The Office. However, he's equally comfortable in serious roles. Freeman made headlines as Dr. John Watson in BBC's Sherlock, a modern-day adaptation of the Sherlock Holmes detective stories, for which he won a BAFTA award. In spite of these impressive acting credentials, he's been relatively unknown outside of the UK. All of that is changing this month. According to Peter Jackson, Freeman is the perfect fit for the role of Bilbo Baggins. Intelligent, funny, surprising, and brave, exactly like Bilbo.
Hello friends, thank you so much for joining us here in the studio. My name is Kayla and I'm here with Ryan today. We're talking about a really special actor named Martin Freeman.
That's right, Martin Freeman, as we've begun learning, started learning about acting at the age of 17 when he decided, well, to become an actor.
That's right, he went through a lot in his younger years. He was not very healthy, but he pushed through that and despite his physical limitations, had a very active life, which then led him into a more active career into acting.
Now, friends, we know him this month from the new movie that's coming out, The Hobbit, but he's actually gotten a different start in the UK. That's
right, UK means the United Kingdom. Now, you might not know him, but if you ever watch BBC, you might have seen him because he is best known for his role as Tim Canterbury on BBC's TV comedy, The Office.
Okay, now The Office is a funny show, that means it's a comedy, about people who work in an office.
Okay, yes, it's about a comedy about working in the office. You might have seen the American The Office. Now, he's not in that one. He's in the British one, and he's famous for that role. However, that's not where he stopped in BBC entertainment.
That's right. In The Office, he plays a comedian. He's very funny, but he's equally comfortable in serious roles as well.
That's right. Equally meaning it doesn't matter. They're the same. Equal means the same. So he's equally comfortable. He can do whatever. It's easy for him.
That's right. Now, Kayla, we do know he's from a certain serious role. What is that?
Well, I actually know him not from The Office, but from his serious role in, it's called Sherlock. Now, you might recognize the name Sherlock as in Sherlock Holmes, and that's what it's based off of, and he headlines as Dr. John Watson.
That's right. If someone headlines, that means they make the news headlines. People know who they are, and, well, they're well known for what they do. And here, he plays John Watson in Sherlock, which is a modern-day adaptation of Sherlock Holmes.
That's right. Now, it's the Sherlock Holmes detective stories. Sherlock Holmes is probably the most famous detective. We all know him from literature, and there's so many stories. So what this company has done is they take Sherlock Holmes stories and put them in modern times. And in this, he plays Dr. Watson. Now, we all know elementary Mr. Watson. It's a very famous line, and that's who he gets to play.
Exactly. This is a pretty big character, and it is a serious role. And now this show, Kayla, which is an adaptation, which means it's a version of Sherlock Holmes, it's about detective stories.
That's right. We talked about solving mysteries, and that's what he does with Sherlock Holmes. And he's so good at it that he actually won a BAFTA award. Now, I love this TV show. I actually watch it, and I'm a big fan of it. I recommend it. It's extremely well done. We've talked about BBC last month. We know that they are a great company, and this show is one of their best.
Okay, yes, and he actually won an award in this show. It's called a BAFTA Award. So it's BAFTA, and that stands for British Academy of Film and TV Arts.
That's right, and this is kind of like the Academy Awards in the United States. They're kind of the same. It's one of those high awards for your acting ability in film and in television.
Okay, now friends, in spite of his impressive acting credentials, he's been, well, relatively unknown outside of Britain.
That's right. Outside of the UK, people don't really know him. To be relatively unknown, that means, well, we do know who he is. Some do, but relatively means mostly or most commonly.
Right, and he's not really well known, but he does have very good credentials. Now, what does the word credentials mean?
Oh, credential's a great word. Credential is your ability, your experiences that make you suitable or good for a certain job or position. So your credentials would be maybe your schooling, your job experiences. When you are interviewing for a job, you want to talk about your credentials. Now, his credentials are acting credentials because that's what he does.
Yeah, and he has good credentials. He's won awards. He's been on these very popular TV shows. But until recently, he hasn't really been known outside of the UK.
But that is not going to last for long. Soon the whole world will know and recognize his face because this month we're changing that.
That's right. According to Peter Jackson, Freeman is the perfect fit for the role of Bilbo Baggins.
Now, Bilbo Baggins is an intelligent, funny, surprising, and brave kind of guy. And, well, so is Martin Freeman.
Exactly. He actually fits the role. And if you fit a role, that means that you actually have what it takes. You have exactly what it takes to do that job.
Now, he still has to act. He's not going to just play himself, acting like he's Bilbo Baggins, but he has a lot of the same characteristics. He's smart, he's funny, and he's brave.
Exactly. Bilbo is a fun character, and here it looks like Martin Freeman is a fun guy.
That's right. We're looking forward to seeing him in this role and in this part. We're going to be excited for it. We're going to talk about what people are talking about and how he got this part after we visit the chat room.
Hey, Brian, I'd like to check this book out, please.
Okay. Wow, Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes stories. Ken, these are classics.
I know. I've heard so much about them that I decided I should read them.
Well, great idea. These stories have inspired many other detective stories, as well as TV shows and even movies.
Yes, I've seen some of the Sherlock Holmes movies that have come out in the past few years.
When people want to give an example of a really smart person, they'll frequently use Sherlock Holmes. In fact, people will even say things like, "He's no Sherlock Holmes," to mean that someone isn't especially smart.
Okay. I know Americans sometimes quote famous lines from books and movies. Are there any famous quotes from the Sherlock Holmes stories?
Yep. The main one is, "Elementary, my dear Watson." Elementary here means simple. Holmes would say this whenever his friend Watson asked him how he knew something that Holmes thought was obvious. So now people will say this when something is easy to figure out.
Cool, that's good to know. I noticed that that book says the author is Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Is Sir a title like Mr.?
Kind of. Sometimes kings or queens of England will honor men by knighting them. That is, declaring them to be knights. These men can then use the title Sir.
Aren't knights soldiers from the Middle Ages?
That is what they were originally,
but now knights are people who have been recognized for their contributions in a certain area. Women can receive this honor too, but they use the title dame, not sir.
Ah, interesting. Well, I can't wait to start reading that book.
Here you go.
Thank you. 今天的课文提到 Sherlock Holmes， 也就是名侦探福尔摩斯。福尔摩斯的作者是 Sir Arthur Conan Doyle，Sir 是他的头衔，这是在英国对爵士的尊称。如果是女爵士，那就会用到 Dame， 就是夫人的意思。在福尔摩斯的故事当中，有一句名言 Elementary, my dear Watson， 这是基本的推理，我亲爱的华生。这句话呢是福尔摩斯对华生医生的口头禅，意思就是他的推理破案其实很基本、很简单。好，我们下次图书馆见。
Welcome back, everybody. Don't know much about hobbits? Well, they're kind of like humans, but they're shorter and they live a little longer. Hobbits usually lead quiet, uneventful lives. Their most distinctive feature is their feet. On the top is a bunch of fur, and on the bottom, it's like leather. Okay, let's wrap up this lesson about the human who plays Hobbit Bilbo Baggins on line 14.
Martin Freeman, The Hobbit's leading star. In fact, filmmakers were so intent on having Freeman for the part that they delayed production of The Hobbit to give him time to finish Sherlock. For now, The Hobbit and its second installment are the biggest films on the horizon for Freeman. But for this talented actor, there is sure to be more in store. Freeman is clear in his feelings about his work. Acting, for me, feels like an absolute expression, a really necessary one. It would be a lie if I said it's just a job. It's a lot more than that.
Friends, I don't know about you, but I am really excited to watch this month's The Hobbit and see Martin Freeman in action.
That's right. Now we're talking about why he's good for this role. The director, Peter Jackson, said he's just like Bilbo in a lot of his characteristics. He's brave, he's smart, he's funny. But it's even more than that. Peter Jackson really wanted Martin Freeman for this role. So much so that he even went out of his way to get him.
Exactly, and not just Peter Jackson, all of the people working on this film, all of those filmmakers were so intent on having Freeman for the part that they actually delayed production of The Hobbit to give him more time to finish Sherlock first.
Okay, so the filmmakers were intent. To be intent means you are determined to do or to achieve something. So they were intent. They were determined that it had to be Martin Freeman who played Bilbo Baggins. Now, Ryan, usually if you're trying out for a part or you're acting, you act for it, and then if they want you, you go right away because you want to keep the part. But these filmmakers wanted him so badly that they even delayed the production of an entire movie.
Yeah, that's actually really big. People usually don't delay production. If you delay something, that means you stop working on it and then begin working on it at a later time. And they delayed the production of this huge movie.
That's right. Now, it's unheard of, especially for a movie this big and this anticipated. People are so excited for it, for them to wait to film it. But they like him so much. This is saying just how good of an actor he is.
Exactly, yeah. To delay film production means you are not going to be working on that film or creating that film at all, and that never happens in the movie industry.
Especially to let someone finish filming a TV show, this show Sherlock, which I still think you should watch. I recommended it yesterday, and it's still a great show.
That's right. Now, we already know that The Hobbit is going to be really big. There's the first and the second installment, and those are both the biggest films on the horizon for Freeman.
That's right. Now, it's not on the horizon for all of us, but definitely for him as an actor. Now, for something to be on the horizon, this is a phrase that we use quite frequently in English. First, horizon is that line, and if you look straight out over the land, the horizon is the final line that you can see. But it's still something you can see. It's just distant. So what does it mean to be on the horizon?
Well, if you can see something that's on the horizon, that means it's very far away. So when we use this phrase, that means we're talking about something that will eventually happen. It's likely to happen sometime in the future, probably pretty soon.
So if we compare that to the word horizon, it's like we can see it is out there, but it's not quite here yet. So it lays in the future. So if something is on the horizon, that means it will most likely happen, but it will take a little bit longer to get there. Maybe if you are in junior high school, going to university is on the horizon for you.
Exactly. It's probably going to happen pretty soon, but you're going to have to wait a little bit. And unfortunately, friends, we have to wait for the second installment of The Hobbit now.
Okay, so it says this is the biggest for him on the horizon, meaning it's coming out, it's going to be great for him. But this talented actor is there's sure to be so much more in store for him. This is not the end of his acting career.
Exactly. More is going to happen. He says there's more in store. The phrase in store means there's more that will come soon.
Ryan, do you think we could kind of compare these two phrases? To be on the horizon, it's coming, it's going to happen, and to be in store means it's going to happen? Are those kind of the same?
These phrases really are pretty similar, but if we said that these two films are some of the biggest in store for Freeman, well, that means they might only be the biggest films for him ever. So maybe I like the way they used it in this article better.
So on the horizon means there's probably more coming after it as well. In store means that maybe that's all there is left there.
Exactly, and we know there is a lot more that will exist for Freeman, so there's a lot more for him in store.
That's right. Now, Freeman is clear in his feelings about his work. When we say he is clear, that means he is direct about it. He doesn't make up things. He's focused. He understands.
Yeah, and he has very true ideas. He knows what he believes, and he is sticking to it.
Now, he says that acting for me feels like an absolute expression, and a really necessary one. An expression is how you communicate with people around you. So it's an absolute expression. It's the best way he can communicate.
Right, something that is absolute, that means that is exactly as it should be. It includes everything. So he thinks that acting is really one of the best ways to communicate and express.
And it's necessary. It's important. We need it. Now, he said it would be a lie if I said it's just a job.
Okay, so if you say something's just a job, that means you're only doing it for the money. He's doing this for a lot more than just money.
Probably if you work at a restaurant and you're a waitress, it's just a job. You don't love your job, it's just for the money. But for him, acting is more than that. He says it's a lot more than that.
Yeah, and you can see it in the way that he acts. Friends, I hope you enjoy watching The Hobbit and getting a taste for the way Martin Freeman acts.
That's right. Now, let's jump to today's skit.
What do you think about hobbits?
Well, it depends. There are good habits and bad habits.
No, I didn't say habits.
Oh, did you say rabbits?
No, hobbits. What do you think about hobbits?
Oh, hobbits. You mean those little fictional characters that live in Middle-earth?
Yes, I want to see the Hobbit movie. It's another Peter Jackson masterpiece.
Oh, yes. It's the story of Bilbo Baggins. He's a hobbit.
That's right. He's a hobbit just like me, and in the movie, he's played by Martin Freeman.
Oh, Martin Freeman! Who's he?
Well, he's got impressive acting credentials.
Then why haven't I heard of him?
He's relatively unknown outside the UK, but that's about to change.
Why did filmmakers choose him to play Bilbo Baggins?
Freeman is the perfect fit. He's intelligent, funny, surprising, and brave.
Oh, just like me.
No, just like Bilbo.
And what's on the horizon for Freeman after the second installment of The Hobbit?
I don't know, but there is sure to be more in store.
So why are we talking about hobbits?
I'm looking for someone to go see the movie with me. I have 2 free tickets.
Free tickets? Oh, I love hobbits. Let's go.
Hi everyone，我们是今天的第一个重点，我们来看 credential 这个名词。credential 是指执照、证书或者是资格。例如 ，you need a teaching credential to teach in public schools。要在公立学校教书，你需要有教师执照。或者是 Howard's credentials as a musical theater director are quite impressive。Howard 担任过歌舞剧导演，这样的资历让人印象非常深刻。继续我们看的是 on the horizon 这个成语。Horizon 是指地平线，所以 on the horizon 本来是指在地平线上。例如 the sun was on the horizon， 太阳即将升起。但是 on the horizon 在这里是指即将发生的、临近的，或者是已经露出端倪的。例如 there's a cure for this fatal disease on the horizon， 这个致命的疾病即将有治愈的方法出现。或者是 troubles are on the horizon， 很快的就会有麻烦。最后我们看的是 in store 这个成语 ，store 是指储存，所以 in store 本来有储存者或者是储藏者的意思，但是延伸出来是指即将到来或者是快要发生。例如 with her talent and looks, there will be plenty of opportunities in store for the young actress。有这样的才华与美貌，这位年轻的女演员一定会有许多的机会等着她。And that concludes our language tips today. Don't forget to come back next time. Bye-bye.
Versatile British actor Martin Freeman has been in the acting business for more than 20 years, but playing Hobbit Bilbo Baggins in 2 new Peter Jackson movies will be Freeman's biggest role yet. Check Martin Freeman out this month in The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. And friends, remember the saying, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. This applies to your English too. So this weekend, please go out and use what you know, and then join us on Monday when we talk about some way out dreams that became reality. Until then, take care.
We like our teachers and we love the lessons. We just can't wait to study English.
So friends, be sure to listen, tune in, never miss a lesson. Give it a try. Studio Classroom Worldwide.
At Studio Classroom, you'll find a way to broaden your mind. This class is perfect for me and my vocabulary. Make a friend for life. Make us your friend for life. At Studio Classroom Worldwide. Your friend for life. Make a friend for life. Make us your friend for life. At Studio Classroom Worldwide.
Studio Classroom Worldwide.